Welcome to the Modern Ham. Today we're going to talk about designing your own QSL card and getting quite a bit of them shipped for a pretty cheap price. Stay tuned to find out more. Welcome to the Modern Ham, where we are connected in new old ways. I just moved, and as an amateur radio operator, you know if you move, that means you need new QSL cards, right? You need a new address. Unless you want to scribble the old one out, it's up to you. But this time around, I wanted to design my own card. So I went online and I tried to find some templates. And turns out there's not a whole lot out there. I wanted a template that I could either open in Photoshop or GIMP and just kind of make my own and then send it to a printing company and get it printed out. So the first thing I did was I actually just looked for cheap QSL cards. And there were some really good websites that came up. Cheap prices, right? But, a lot of amateur radio stuff were kind of stuck in, 20 or 30 years ago. And a lot of these websites, they just have Yahoo addresses and you send your design to them or you send them what you want and you go back and forth over email. The thing is, I as much as I like the small businesses, as much as I like to support local hams, we're kind of past the point now where we need to do Yahoo address, like emails back and forth to get a design and then wait several weeks for a QSL card. There's a lot of online services now where you can design your own stuff and get it printed and shipped, and you can see how the end product's going to look before you even get it. So we're going to get into that, and I'm going to show you guys and give you guys a free QSL template that I designed really quick that you can edit on your own. I'll show you how to do it. So here's the product. Here you see a box. This box has 1,000 QSL cards in it. You'll see right here. Now, pretty heavy. 1,000 QSL cards, it's going to be hard for me to get through those. But if you guys want to see the end product, here's how they look. So I have one full color glossy side with a picture of a mobile operating session I had with my call sign. And on the back, I just have simply everything to check the boxes, my address, email, things like that. And I got all of these delivered. I got all these created and delivered to me for $80. So I'm going to show you guys first the template that I have, how to open it, how to make it your own. And then I'm going to show you GotPrint, which is the website that I use to have them printed, and how you can get them shipped to your door. Not sponsored by any of these guys, but I did use them to get 1,000 QSL cards delivered to me. Pretty high quality, and 500 envelopes for $100, which that's a pretty good deal. So let's go ahead and get on the computer and I'll show you guys how you can do that too. Alright, so over on the computer side, the first thing we're going to do is download GIMP. So that's the program that I've made the template in. I did it because it's basically like Photoshop, but it's free. It's open source, I believe. So you'll download GIMP and you'll run its installer, and it's just an image editing tool. It's available on Linux and it's available on Windows. That's also another reason I went with it. So once you have that downloaded, the next thing you're going to do is download the template that I created. So the link again, this is GitHub, open source. I'm going to hit the drop down arrow here, and now I'm going to go hit download zip. Of course, the link's right there below in the description and on the screen. And once you have those downloaded, that's basically all you need. So the file that we just downloaded as a zip, we're going to right click that, and I'm going to hit extract all. Next, I'm going to hit extract, and we're going to open the new folder that it created. So you're going to notice that there's actually two font folders in here, and that is because there's two custom fonts that I wanted to use in this template. If you want to use the same as me, all you have to do is just open up each of these folders and then double click the font and then hit install, and it'll install on your computer. And there's also there's a secondary font. It is the stereo MF font, and the same thing, you'll just double click it, you'll hit install. Again, optional. You can use your own fonts if you like. You don't have to use those. I just thought they looked really cool on the QSL card. So next, there's two files we want to pay attention to. There's a back and a front of the QSL card. So we're going to open up the front first. So I'm just going to double click it, and GIMP will open. Now this is the template that I use. This is what I use for my QSL cards. So you all will obviously want to use different things here. So the first thing is, if you don't want these blobs, which you probably don't, you don't want my logo or anything, you can actually go over here to this layer, and all you have to do is highlight this item and hit delete. Next, I will click on the grayscale transparent layer over here, which is what holds my Modern Ham logo, and I'll click delete. So that gets rid of those. Now, as for the text, if you go over to the A, this is the text thing, we can click the call sign here so you can replace it with your own. Go ahead and hit edit. And from here, you can change the font. If you didn't want to use the radio days, you can also change the color. So say we want red font, I'll use red. And obviously you don't want to use my call sign, so I'm going to just put in ABC 1, 2, 3. After that, sorry, that's a B. After that, if you want to add the cool drop shadow, kind of like mine did, all you have to do is just highlight your text, and next you'll go to filters at the top, you'll go to light and shadow, and then you'll go to drop shadow. And from here you can actually change the color of the drop shadow. So maybe I want to do yellow. And here you'll kind of tweak what you like. I always like the opacity all the way up. I like the glow radius about right here, and the blur radius I like all the way down. So here I'll kind of like move these around until it lines up the right way. And if I want it bigger, I'll just increase this size. So you guys do that however you like it. You can use whatever colors you want, whatever font. That's kind of the purpose of this. And once you're satisfied, which myself, that's definitely not my colors, but just an example, you'll hit OK. So next, you might want to change the background. So you can actually highlight this background layer right here, make sure it's highlighted, and we're just going to paste an image over top of it. So to do that, you'll hit File, Open, and you're going to find an image that you would like on your card. So I'm going to go over to my pictures, and I'm going to open up a wallpaper. And just for an example, I'm just going to use this little rocket ship. So I'll just double click that, and it's going to open a new tab. So if you weren't over here on this, you need to select this after you import it, hit Control-C to copy it. Next, go back over here, and then hit Control-V. And now you have your own background, and you can move it around. Say if you want that to be a different place, you can also take the text and you can move the text around too. So just an example of that, I'm going to click the ABC 1, 2, 3 layer over here and say I want the text right there. And then click the background again. That way I just can move it around. And now you have a front of a card. So once you're ready and you're happy with the front of your card and you can add as much text as you like, you just hit File, Export As, and you're going to export it as a PNG. For this example, I'm just going to call it front.png. And I'm going to hit Export, and our front's done. Now the back, basically the same thing that we just did. We're going to go back to that folder, and we're going to double click the back file. So GIMP will open the back, and from here you'll basically modify things just the same. So the logo 1 and 2, I believe, are these icons up here. So if you want to remove those, you'll click on logo. Let me move me out of the way here. You will click on logo, and you'll see that I have this selected. I'm just going to hit delete. And I'll go to logo 2, select this one, and just hit delete. So, and you can copy and paste your own PNG logos in there if you want. Now the call sign you're definitely going to want to edit, and it's just the same as before. So you're going to go over here and you're going to find this KN4MKB. We're just going to select that layer. We're going to go over to the text tool, and we're going to click the text, and from here just type in your call sign. So I'm just going to do the ABC 1, 2, 3 again. You can change the fonts just like we talked about before, and each of these layers you can actually just click and edit the font. So your address layer, I have mine 329, this is my address, don't dox me. You can type in whatever you want, right? So if your address, whatever you want to type. So next thing you might want to change is your name. So instead of Billy Penley, you can call yourself John Smith. I don't know. Whatever your name is. And the email address, you can choose to just delete this all together. You don't have to have it. But this is where you would change it. Just the same. You click the email address over here. And you type in whatever email you like to use. All the rest of this stuff is basically, you can leave it as is. It has everything that you would need on a QSL card. But if you'd like to fill in maybe your CQ zone, maybe it's going to be permanent, or your ITU zone, or your country and grid, if you know you'll never use these cards mobile operating or anywhere than your current QTH, you can just create a new text layer or just type in an existing one and type in whatever you like. I like to leave these blank because I can use these cards everywhere, and especially if I just ordered 1,000 of them, I want them to be a little bit fluid. But just as you're happy with this, you're going to hit File, and you're going to hit Export As, and this time we're just going to call this back.png. And I'm going to hit Export, and now we have our front and back, as you can see in the folder. So we have our back, of course, and we have our front. Now, I've checked out different printing websites, and I think this is the cheapest one. Again, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do recommend them because I use them, and they worked well. So this is how much I checked out with. I think it's $10 cheaper, but this is a order I made of 1,000 of these, and I got them shipped to my doorstep for $81.58. So I'm going to show you guys how to make yours and get yours ordered. So you're going to go to all products on GotPrint.com. The link will be below. And we're going to go over under P to postcards. Now the size for a QSL card is 3.5 by 5.5. So I'm going to drop down and I'm going to find that 3.5 by 5.5. And we're going to make sure it's in a horizontal orientation. Now for paper, this is kind of preference, but I would definitely recommend sticking between 13 and 16. Those are mostly the standard. I'm going to go with the 16-point premium matte. And for the color, I like to just do full color front. That way you have nice photos on front. And then I'll do a black and white back because I don't really care about the back as much because the front's kind of the display. You can do it preference if you'd like. But I'm going to do full color front, grayscale back. Now the quantity, if you get more, you're going to get a bigger discount. And I found the sweet spot, I think, is 1,000 cards. That's more than I'll probably need while I'm here. So the matte coating, I personally went with the high gloss UV coating front. I like the way it looks on my cards. Raised print, I don't think you want to do that. It adds a lot of money, and I think it just adds like a texture on. If you'd like to do that, you can. I left my production time regular. I didn't need a rush. And for here, you can type in your zip code, and you can get an estimate on shipping. So I'm going to do the calculate shipping button. And outside of shipping, it looks like it's going to cost me $61.60. So here we're going to upload our front. And this is it's going to be in the folder that we just created. So the folder we were just working out of that we extracted, you should have a front and back. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and click on the front.png. And you're going to make sure that everything's lined up okay. Nothing's, outside the boxes. It should be even the way it is. But let's see. I'm going to leave it like that right there. So I'm going to hit continue. And now I'm going to go ahead and upload the back. So we're going to hit the upload back button. And we're going to select the back. Again, make sure that this looks right before you continue. It needs to be inside the lines. As long as you use the template, everything should fit perfectly. So now that our front and back's uploaded, it's going to calculate, I guess, the final price for shipping. So here it looks like $61.60 is the before shipping. The trim preview will make it so that it shows exactly how the final product's going to look. So you already know how the product's going to look, unlike some of the other QSL card vendors, right? Next, you basically just proceed to checkout. So you can see before shipping, my price is $61.60. So that is a full color, high V gloss front with 16-point premium matte, front and back, with the back being grayscale, 1,000 QSL cards for $61.60. And the shipping is only like $10 to $20. So I looked online and there's not much competition there, especially like custom. Not a bad deal, but I like this automated process. If you guys are curious what cards I found, now this right here I'll be transparent with. If I'm going to put the link to these, I looked a while on Amazon. You guys might be able to find a better deal. This is the best deal I could find. Was buying 250 cards at a time from this vendor on Amazon, and it's only $20. So, and to be transparent, if you guys use my Amazon link in the description to purchase the envelopes, I will make a small commission from Amazon. I forget, like, I don't really pay attention because it's not even that much. But just to be transparent, not the cards or GotPrint, I'm not sponsored by them. But Amazon, if you use my link, I do get a commission. This is the cheapest set of cards I could find online. 250 cards for $20. And this is big enough to hold your QSL card. If you want 1,000 postcards, or if you want 1,000 envelopes and 1,000 cards, I think that'll run you about $150 to $160. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate you for watching. I just needed QSL cards, and whenever I can find a deal or I can find something that I can share with you guys, I like to do that, and I think this is a pretty good option. So all the links are down below. I got my 1,000 cards, and I like them quite a bit. So anyways, thanks for watching, and 73 to you.